Thank you for having us.
Both of our shoes are so, can we take a moment? Like,
Yeah,
look at this.
let's take a moment.
I didn't get the memo.
We
Look at
clearly both rented these shoes or like just got them out of the box.
I beat up a male nurse.
Nice. I love that. I love that for you. Well, I'm so excited you're both here. And I mean, you're no stranger to late night. You were on SNL for 4 years. No big deal.
Thank you.
And on SNL, Abby, you were so known for doing these amazing impressions, particularly of Khloe Kardashian.
Yes, I did Khloe Kardashian.
Have you met the Kardashians?
So we actually did the impressions of them in front of them at an upfront presentation.
What?
So it wasn't televised or anything, but they were there on stage with us, and they were so gracious about it. And, you know, we did not know what to expect. It was Nassim Pedrad and Vanessa Bayer and myself, and they gave us, like, gifts after. They showered us with, like, it was like $700 to Barney's. Yeah, R.I.P.
R.I.P. Maybe rest in power.
They also gave us like a picture, a framed photo of us all together on stage, which I have in my office. Yeah, lots of people have like pictures with presidents, and I have the Kardashians.
No, I respect that. I respect that a lot. So, Adam, I'm sure you've been backstage at SNL many, many times.
I've gone a few times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever met somebody cool backstage?
I've met a few cool people. Sure, I mean, that's where you meet the coolest people.
Of course.
I one time met Chance the Rapper backstage. Whoa. Man loves his wife.
Yeah.
He was performing and hosting, and I went with another comedian buddy of mine who I didn't know that Chance actually is friends with. And so when Chance came off stage, like right after his musical number, he went and he saw my friend, and I dapped him up, and then he looked at me and he was like, "Where do I know you from?" And that's like a tough, it's a tough thing to answer, because you're like, nothing. I don't know. And so I was like, what do I say to him? And I was like, maybe a show called Happy Endings. And he was like, no, I don't know what that is. It's like, but you look familiar. You sure it's not something? And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to like run off my IMDb in front of Chance the Rapper at Saturday Night Live. So I'm like grasping at straws. So I was on a show called The Mindy Project, and he was like, nah. And I was like, oh my God, this is a nightmare. And he was like, anything else? I was like, in Iron Man 3, he's like, I don't remember you from that. And I was like, oh my God, this is horrible. And then finally I had to be like, you know what? This is your night.
Yeah.
This is about you. I am gonna go home and spiral for a couple hours. Like,
But I also love like Chance. Next time, just lie, fam.
I know.
The first thing someone says, you go, oh, yeah. That's what you do.
I don't think he realized how awful a moment it was for me. Like, he was just looking at me like, God, I'm trying to place you. And I was like, that is horrible. It sounds horrible. You know?
Oh my God, here, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna give you something that maybe you need. Oh my God, Abby, it's so nice to see you. How are you?
I'm good.
Oh my God,
How are you?
Oh my, aren't you from Indebted, that show? And the Mindy Project? Oh my God!
Yes, I am.
Yo!
Yes, I
Oh my God!
am. Thank you.
That's crazy!
Can I borrow $50,000? I don't know why I would borrow that from Chance the Rapper, but I don't know. I do have some real estate in South Florida. I'd love both of you to take a look at.
Okay, cool. We'll offline that. Speaking of awkward moments, I was told, and I don't completely understand, so I want you to explain, but I was told that you recently had a self-care disaster of sorts.
I did, yeah. So this was like, you know, probably a year ago. I was going through, I wasn't really working, so there was like, you know, that in my head. I was like kind of losing my mind a little, and I was like, what can I do to stir things up? So I decided to get my eyebrows microbladed.
Okay. Can you just explain what that is, in case someone doesn't know what microblading is?
Yes, so technically they like scratch your eyebrows. Like they scratch little, I don't know, just little holes in your eyebrows, and then they put dye in them to kind of get a fuller
It's like kind of like a tattoo.
Yeah, it is basically a tattoo. So I went to like this great woman who's awesome, but I already had eyebrows to begin with. So when you already have them,
Good, that's a good start.
and you go to get your you go to get your eyebrows done, they think you want more, I guess. And it was a disaster. They were so big. It was like caterpillars on my face.
No, you're exaggerating.
Like Eugene Levy tattooed to my eye. Like, it was really intense. And yeah,
That
I
sounds
didn't
horrific.
leave
Let's look
my
at a
bed
picture.
For like 2 weeks.
You look so sad here.
That was like a month of my life, and my husband was bringing me my meals in bed. It was like
So sorry, you were saying before I pulled up the picture, like, were you actually upset about this?
I was so upset. I thought that I had ruined my life, and then cut to like 2 weeks later, like 2 to 3 weeks, that mark, they totally faded, and I was like, oh, hey, I spent money on these. I want them back.
Oh my goodness. That's like really intense though.
Really intense.
Did you just take pictures of yourself every day
I did.
to
It
be
was
like
all I did. I just sat in bed, like, taking selfies, hoping that, like, I'd take one and they'd be gone.
I mean, you look great.
Thank
you
you.
look great.
And I love the woman who did them. She was lovely, so.